from Greg. Hi, Andrew. Myself and several of my friends have all had the experience recently of our wives saying when they reach around 50 years of age that they don't want to have sex anymore. We have had various reactions. One guy angrily demanding sex, one just accepting it. For myself, I see it as the end of our marriage and feel disinclined to show affection if I get nothing in return. What are your thoughts on how to react to this situation? Okay, I see two things in this. One, I see one good thing in this, and the other is really quite not so good. And the thing is, when I get these letters, I only have the information in the letter, so that's what I'm going off. I don't have extra information. The thing that I see that it's good is you understand that this is a serious business. When you make a pledge to be faithful to your wife, I think inherent in that pledge, obviously, if you break that pledge, you are poisoning the marriage. You are doing really bending the moral atmosphere and breaking the moral atmosphere of the marriage. But on the other side of that, inherent in that, is if your wife refuses sex or uses sex as a weapon, or you use sex as a weapon, that also deeply damages the marriage. So at least you're taking it seriously, and I think that's right. But one of the things I didn't hear, you said you have various reactions. One guy angrily demands sex, one has just accepted it, and you see it as the end of a marriage. Nobody sat down with their wives and talked to her about it and asked her how she felt about it. I mean, there are a lot of reasons why a woman might feel this way after 50, especially after menopause. Women have a lot of physical problems. Their desire typically, not always, but typically kind of goes down a little bit. Maybe she doesn't feel good about not having sex. Did you ask? Did you sit down and talk to her about what's going on? Why is this happening between us? Or tell her how you felt about it? I mean, you know, for women, sex is an emotional experience. For men, it is kind of like, like going out and buying a pack of cigarettes sometimes. Sometimes, I mean, for men, it's also an emotional experience, especially over time, over a long time. But men are a little bit more casual about sex. I mean, I think it's different to be inside someone than it is to have someone inside you, if only that. Also, women, of course, have so much more at risk, and also are just more emotionally attached and better at human relations than men are. Part of the reason women might start to not want to have sex is they don't feel that emotional connection anymore. Have you let that fade? Have you let it go away? Do you make it known that she's desirable to you, that this is not just about your desires, not just about what you want? I mean, look, there's a million ways to deal with this, but they all begin with communication. I mean, you can get a therapist in there if you want, a marriage therapist, somebody that you can go and talk to together. This is damaging. It is damaging to a marriage. Look, if she were ill, if she couldn't have sex anymore, that would be one thing. But if it's just withdrawing, you got to find out why. You got to find out where the connection broke. Why did the connection break? How does she feel about this? If you are not doing that, it's not the sex that's damaging the marriage. The marriage was already damaged. So I think you got to start with this communication and really, there's no, I mean, I didn't hear one thing about, like, let's sit down and talk about it. And that's obviously the right reaction, the first thing you should do.